Hey guys, welcome back to Thread and Glue. This is Stephanie, and I have a fun project for us today. I wanted to show you, I was watching Meri Artilier, I think that's how you say her name, and she was on one of her lives. She showed how to rust out ephemera, things that you have. And I did that on some stickers and a tag, and they turned out amazing. So I wanted to show you how to do that so that you can get the same effect. We're going to start with this tag. This is just a little metal tag that I got from Dollar Tree. And it comes in a set of 3. I've already done 2 of them. And we'll do this one together. And then today I found these laser cutout craft icons, it says. And I thought we would try and do one of each of those and see how that turns out. I couldn't find any more of the stickers. I looked and looked at my Dollar Tree and they were completely out of them. So these will work, and you'll get the idea of how to do it. And just know that it will work on some stickers and things that you get from there as well. I just about got this thing open. There we go. Okay. So these I got from the Dollar Tree, and this was a set of various clocks. And we're going to do 1 of each. And it comes with 2 of each kind in there. So we'll set the extra ones aside and put these here. When I did it the first time, I used my Master's Touch acrylic black paint. It was permanent black, and it worked great. I wanted to try a cheaper alternative for you, and so at the Dollar Tree they have this acrylology paint that's black acrylic paint, and I thought, well, we'll try that and see if it works, if it has good coverage or not. So we'll start with that, and we'll just put some on here and brush it around. Oh, I put a lot on there. Well, don't say I'm not very generous with it, I guess. Okay, let's use that as our palette while we're doing these other ones. So just take it and brush it on over all of the parts of it, making sure that you get a good coverage. You want the coverage to be there. And with these, they do have an edge to them. So if you're worried about it, you can paint the edge. I'm not real worried about it because I don't think you're really going to see it. The edge is very dark anyway. So I won't worry about that. But while that is still wet, you want to take ground cinnamon and sprinkle that on it. It acts kind of like a glue for it. And just kind of smear it around a little bit so that it can get that rusted, aged look. Yes, you're going to get your fingers dirty. Don't worry. It'll be okay. And that's more of a subtle look. If you want more on there, you can. You can leave it more, a little thicker. I really kind of like the subtle look on these, so I think I'm going to leave them pretty subtle. This paint's actually covering really, really good. So for $1, you cannot beat it. And they had a lot of different colors in of the acrylics. So you might check that out and see if it's they have everything that you want. So that's got that one. Let's do this on the cinnamon on it. Just sprinkle real good and then rub around. Rubbing it around is just going to make it look not so sprinkly, and it's going to get it into any of the extra little grooves that there are. And it just looks really aged and rusted. You can kind of pat it on if you want more in a certain spot or something, you know. But this is what they look like. They turn out really nice. And once they're dry, the cinnamon won't move. You won't have any problems with that. So let's do one more, and then we'll do that tag so you can get an idea of that tag. Okay, we did that. Let's sprinkle. Got a little heavy-handed that time. That's all right. Let's rub it around a little bit. A lot of it, when you're still wet, will rub around and rub off. When it dries, though, wherever it's thicker at, it's going to stay thicker. It's not going to come off. So I put a little extra on this one so we get a little more of a aged look there. And that's what that one turned out like. Okay, let's work on this tag now. This tag is silver metal, and when I did the other one, it completely covered. It looked just like a rusted out aged tag. So I'm just painting the paint around, and I do have way too much paint on here. Don't do that like I did. But you will want to do both front and back. So you'll do this in stages. You'll do the front first, and then you'll go and do the back once the front has dried. You do not want to flip it over before then because it'll stick to your paper or whatever you're doing. I'm just going to scoop that off. Boy, what a waste. I hate that I wasted all that. And make sure your lines are nice and smooth on there, because it's not the paint that you're wanting to see. It's the actual rusting effect. So here we go. And I kind of like a little bit more on this. And with the silver, you can't rub real good on it while the paint is wet because it will pull right off because it's a slick surface. So if you want a little silver showing through, hey, do it. If you don't, then just pat. Pat around so you kind of get that to mush around a little bit. I kind of like that little bit of silver poking through, so I'm going to do that in a couple of little spots just to kind of add that to it. I'm picking up the cinnamon that I dropped on there. You can still use that, and it will stick to your finger because you've already got your finger wet with the paint. Okay, this is what it's going to look like with a little bit of silver peeking through. Looks really good, right? It looks on my camera a lot brighter than it is. It's not that bright. You can tap it off. Any extra that you think might fall off, and let it fall off. When that dries, we'll be ready to do the second side. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. Hey guys, we're back. And it's time to flip our tag over and do the back side. So we're going to do just like we did before, only it's the other side. Just paint it. Make sure you get your strokes pretty even. You don't want a lot of stray strokes in there. And make sure your paint doesn't go over to your other side because you'll cover up what you've already done. Alright, I think I've got a pretty good coat on there. Let's go ahead with our cinnamon. Just a nice sprinkle of it. Tap it off. And might have gotten a little heavy-handed with the cinnamon on this side, but it'll be okay. Alright, now that side has to dry. This is what the other side looks like. And this is what the new side is going to look like. Our other pieces are dry. And this is how they turned out. That's one. The next one. And our last one. They turned out great. So I hope you guys liked this effect and give it a shot. If you do, send me a photo of it. I do have a Facebook page, and it is Thread and Glue. So hit me up on there and join, and we'll share our projects with each other. All right, I look forward to talking to you guys next time. Let's get our book out and read our part for this video, this day. I'm probably going to have paint all over this book. But it says, I hereby proclaim freedom for you. This is the Lord's declaration to the sword, to plague, and to famine. Jeremiah 34:17. With that, guys, I will see you next time. And I hope you have a great crafty time. Bye.